Hi guys, I'm David with MediaUnlock.net. Today we're here at 3.0 Studio and we're going to be doing an interview. Now we do a lot of interviews in our commercial work day in and day out, and we have some really cool Aputure lighting, one of them being the LS Lightstorm 1 that we really like. We are bringing in Vonte, a local hip hop artist, and we're going to actually do a really cool interview with him using the Aputure lighting. We decided we wanted to actually highlight the LS1 in this video to show you guys how we set up for an actual interview and how we do the lighting. But then we thought, why don't we show you guys the full build on how we do interviews. So the first thing that you're going to want to do when you're setting up for an interview with a client is you want to get your framing. So that's going to be step one. Once you get your framing, if you're doing a second camera, you want to go on and get the framing for the second camera. Once we've done that, we're going to set up audio. Now once we have audio and framing set up, lighting is going to come down in the fourth step. Once we have the lighting set up, then we're going to be ready to roll and start recording this interview. I'm going to let Kevin talk to you guys a little bit about framing. We'll set up audio. I'll talk to you guys about how I'm going to do the lighting and why I'm doing the lighting as is. And then we're going to hit that record button and start rolling.
All right, everyone. So the first thing, as David just said, is we're going to work on the framing for the shots for this interview. We're going to work on the primary camera shot first and then the secondary camera. So I'm going to take the primary lens that we're going to use on our primary body, and I'm going to go in and just look around the building and see what shots look good and what shots we could use for this, this interview. So stay tuned. All right, so my first thought when coming in here was to go right along the white wall there and shoot down horizontally here. I didn't like the way the framing looked when I looked at it. My second shot that I thought would be cool was shooting into this wood wall over here. When I looked at it through the lens, it was decent, but I don't know if the lighting will give us enough depth in order to sell that shot. So then my third look was coming over here and shooting down. On the right side of the frame will be the wood background, and then we have the muslin in the middle. And then there's a brick column. We're shooting for a hip hop artist, so I don't want it to be a super plain shot. I want it to be very dynamic and have some depth to it. And I like the look of the brick on the left side and then the wood on the right. So we're gonna go on ahead and do a little time-lapse motion here and get set and move some stuff out of the way and clean up our framing here so that it looks great. Hello everyone, hopefully that time lapse was very entertaining. So we now have Vonte in the studio here. He's ready to go. We've got the lighting setup, which David is going to talk about here in just a second. We've got audio running. We've got Tascam DR10Ls for ourselves talking up here. And then Vonte has the Zoom H1 giant squid, which is just a little bit easier to level. So the first thing we set was the framing. So we have the primary camera right here, which we have the Rode VideoMic Pro leveled on the top in order to get a good shotgun feed. We have the other Sony with the Edelkrone slider underneath it to give us a little bit of parallax motion as our secondary camera. We have a nice looking shallow depth of field background. We've got plenty of room to get our lights going, and everything just looks fun and very hip-hop-esque.
So the whole point of doing this video was to actually show you how we use our Aputure lights. As of right now, we're using the Amaran right here that we're just getting a little light for myself to shoot this so you guys can actually see it and I don't look like super dark and out of focus back here. But we do have two lights that we are setting up for the actual shot. Right here we've got a backlight way down here, which is the LS1 Lightstorm, which we absolutely love. And then over here we've got the Tri-8. So we're only going to be using two Aputure lights for this actual shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn the lights off and I'm going to turn them back on, and so you guys can physically see the difference. The biggest thing about having the backlight way down there, the LS1 Lightstorm, is that it gives a little separation from the background. So you get that extra edge around the actual subject. So it kind of gives you that separation when you're actually shooting. So let's show you how this works. So if you want to get that light down there, Kevin, I'm going to turn this one off. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna turn this light on right here and give a little light. And now Kevin's gonna turn that back, and you're gonna notice that our subject today is gonna have, we're gonna give that separation around his shoulder, around his head, around his neck, and that allows us to get really good lighting. So again, we're just gonna use 2 Aputure lights, the Tri-8, which we've got right here, and then back here where Kevin's standing is the LS Lightstorm. This thing is super powerful. We do have the wax paper on it to diffuse it a little bit. As our subject he's got a little bit of a shiny skin, so without diffusing it, it was just making it too bright in certain parts of his face and cheek. So adding a little diffusion with the wax paper that comes with the LS Lightstorm, it allows us to still get that separation, but actually get that nice even lighting on our subject. So let's start the interview.
I mean, you can't predict people. I could just pray they like it, you know, and if they don't, then that's fine because I like it. But at the end of the day, all that matters is if you enjoy what you're doing or not. Like, you can't just create something based off of what other people enjoy.
All right, so we just wrapped up the interview with Vonte here. It went super well. The lighting looked really good, I thought. I think the framing was really fun. The audio should come out, fingers crossed, really solid. David, what are your takeaways from today?
The shoot went great. The camera setup, the audio, everything went pretty smooth. The biggest thing is that we have this LS Lightstorm that Aputure sent us. We're also using the Amaran here, and then the Tri-8, which is over back behind him somewhere over here, and we put the diffuser on the Tri-8. So we really love this because this allows us to get barn doors. So this allowed us to do that backlight, which did the separation. And it was a little bright, so what we did is we added in, they come with wax paper, and we just connected the wax paper in here with a little clip, and it allowed us to diffuse it. I think I used like 2 or 3 pieces of wax paper to do a little extra diffusion, so it wasn't as hot. We really, really love this LS Lightstorm. I think they're $600 or $700. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on Aputure's website. B&H Photo has them. These lights are fantastic. As you can see, they're small, really easy to be portable. The barn doors are built in, so you're really able to control the light on how you want to. You could even kind of make more of a spotlight if you want to shoot directly, or if you wanted a very wide shot, you have the option for a wide shot as well. So these lights are super powerful. We're really happy to have them, and they work great for interviews, and I'm sure that we'll be using them for other commercial work down the line. But as a whole, this video went smoothly. Thank you, Aputure, for sending this light out to us. And as always, guys, I'll catch you next time. You guys have made it this far. If you want to check out our newest video, it will be right here. If you want to check out the product, it will be down here. If you do happen to click on it and purchase it, it does give us a little bit of commission, and that helps me a lot keep making these videos. And of course, guys, right down below, go and leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, follow along. We'll catch you next time.